Now let's head to Montana for a look at the work some local ranchers are doing to save the American bison. With that, here's our good friend Kerry Sanders.
Lester, we're on horseback for an adventure. Where are we?
We're in Bozeman, Montana on Ted Turner's Flying D Ranch.
And how many acres here?
113,000.
Wow, that's vast. But we're gonna go find some bison. They're majestic, powerful, and unlike a dairy cow, you best keep your distance because these wild animals may charge you. The mighty bison.
Bison are definitely a more wild animal than cattle.
Jeremy Gingrich used to ranch cattle. Now he's all about bison. What's the difference between a bison and a buffalo? Is there a difference?
They're really the same thing. They're two words for the same thing. We use them interchangeably.
If a kid says buffalo, they're not wrong.
No, they're not wrong. Buffalo is just fine.
Bison is their official name, but when the French came to America, they saw this animal and they called it boeuf. Now that was the word they used for buffalo in Africa, in Asia. And boeuf sounds like buffalo, and the name sticks today. Once upon a time, as many as 60 million buffalo roamed the open range in North America. But in the late 1800s, they were hunted by U.S. soldiers, almost to extinction. Then, there were only about 1,000 left alive. It was a mistake that now we understand should not have happened.
So there were two things going on. There was this tremendous appetite by the East Coast markets for things like tongues and hides, and there was a desire by the federal government to subdue the American Indian, and to do that, you destroy the bison.
Sinister.
Sinister. It was the worst example we have of gross mismanagement of life.
How lucky are we that from 1,000 we have what we have today?
Well, we're lucky by design. We are lucky. We're lucky that the bison didn't disappear forever. And it would take another heaven and earth and a great deal of luck and a great deal of time for the plains bison to ever rise again.
Today, it's estimated there are more than 500,000 buffalo in North America. Would you say that we have been successful in saving the bison?
Bison, I think, is one of those very few successful conservation stories that we have.
How did we save the buffalo? This may sound confusing at first. Conservationists decided to save buffalo by raising buffalo to eat. How would ranching buffalo to then harvest them save the buffalo? It's called counterintuitive thinking.
It is a little bit counterintuitive that we need to eat bison to save them, but what that does is creates a market that incentivizes more ranchers to raise bison, so we have more bison.
And if we didn't have that market?
If we didn't have that market, bison might be just relegated to being in zoos or national parks.
Here, bison are best served up as steaks or burgers. Their meat low in fat and high in iron. Trying it for the first time? 8-year-old Jake and Moyer from Alabama. What is a bison?
It's like, how do I describe it?
Yeah, we saw like a million.
A cow with a fatter head and more pointy horns.
I'm just gonna put that back down.
The taste test from kids who had never had a bison burger. What does it taste like?
Just like beef.
Just like a regular hamburger? I joined restaurateur George McCarrow with my first bite ever of bison. That was good. At one of Ted's Montana Grill restaurants in Bozeman, Montana.
What we've done now is there's a whole bison ranching industry across North America, in Canada and the United States, that is thriving as a financial institution, and it's bringing this wonderful red meat protein to America's table. At the same time, it's saving the bison herd.
Did you know thousands of years ago, fossils show bison weighed upwards of 4,000 pounds. Today, the really big ones are over 2,000 pounds. But because of climate change, they're shrinking. In the last 50 years, because temperatures have increased 2.7 degrees, biologists say bison are the smallest they've ever been in evolutionary history. Female buffaloes, 11% smaller. Males, 23% smaller. But the good news, thanks to conservationists like Ted Turner, the bison have been saved from near extinction.
The restaurants, Ted's, have done a great job mainstreaming bison as a food item that Americans covet. It is a good food, it's a healthy food. It, in a scientific sense, is the best red meat to eat. And so we're lucky that they didn't disappear forever. We're lucky by design, and that's the best kind of luck.
And it's fortunate that it's happened, because once gone, gone forever.
Once gone, gone forever, that's correct.
The mighty buffalo, our country's national mammal, at home on the range again.
They're majestic, but they're powerful, so you got to keep a safe distance, preferably in a car.